Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Digital Jamaica live show. I'm your host, Monique.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm your host, Kidia
Hey,
Francis.
Mo. And yes, guys, co-hosting here, Monique McIntosh. And you can already tell we're excited to be with you guys for another week.
Yes, definitely. Listen, I did not sleep well last night. I'm not sure what's happening, but I've not been sleeping well the past couple of nights. So I am a bit all over the place this morning. But
You can just
coming
tell them you love me. That's all.
okay, we can go with that. Coming up on the show, the tech word of the day and our trivia question. All right. And in today's tech news segment, the University Hospital of the West Indies spends 500 million plus and still doesn't have an operational digital records system. Right, so that's a whole
Mess.
listen. That's first of all, that's amazing, but we're going to talk about it. JCDC goes digital. I think they're now accepting entries online.
Mhm.
The Jamaica Association for the Deaf launches Jamaica's first sign language learning management system. The Jamaica Central Securities Depository, JCSD. Now, I've never heard of that before. And is set to launch its direct market access in 2021. Our Monique will explain to us what that means because I have this is over my head, above my pay grade. Network tomorrow, the Jamaica Tax Office is also having a free webinar, and a part of what they're going to be talking about is their online services, which is very interesting to me because a lot of the services that they say they're going to be talking about, we have not been able to access for the past couple months. So that should be interesting. You can go to their Twitter page to find the link to register for that. And last but not least, Netflix launched a new series called Trece, and I'm curious to have a discussion with you guys about what that may mean for local content, specifically content surrounding Jamaican, specifically cultural content around Jamaican folklore, etc., like Anansi story and all of that. So that's coming up on our tech news segment.
Yes. And even jumping back to what you mentioned about the tax office, Kadia, I want to know why I have to join the line to renew my registration. Like in a real life, like they have
Money,
announced they
money,
have
money,
the insurance
money,
information connected. You are days
money. Save it for the new
you're going to be
segment. Why are you
excited.
getting so upset about this all
Hey,
the time?
anyways,
Save it for the new
because
segment.
my registration and my fitness due this month, Kadia, and I can't, my mind can't wrap around having to go join that line. Anyways, let's go. Let's go to our word of the day. It's common knowledge that in almost any country, no matter how.
Before we go to the word of the day, though, Monique, we
Yeah.
have in our technically speaking segment
Oh, yeah, some
uh,
stuff happening.
two very special. Okay, none of us are on it this morning. Okay,
Listen, listen.
none of us are on it this
I,
morning, guys. Listen.
I'm on the right track though. All right,
Coming
all
up
right.
on our technically speaking segment is Jody Simpson and Doctor. You have to put the doctor before his name.
Yeah.
Dr. Camir Ricketts. They're two young Jamaicans in the diaspora, successful in their respective careers, and now they have created projects and programs to give back to Jamaica and Jamaicans. And later on our people and product segment, we're going to be here with Sharika Jackson Grant. She's a general manager of Blink Sky Jamaica, and she's going to come and talk to us about what exactly Blink Sky is, who it's for, and all that good stuff. The Digital Jamaica Live is sponsored by Monique, who is our sponsor?
Sponsored by G5 Cybersecurity Limited, protecting businesses and families. Visit www.g5cybersecurity.com to access your company's network for security vulnerabilities and to see if you comply with the Jamaica Data Protection Act.
Whoa, yo! That is your sexy voice. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
chip it in a little bit. And yeah, I don't know why I mentioned word of the day earlier because I wasn't even at that section in my notes. But
Yeah.
the brain. So
Yes.
today's word of the day is digital diaspora. So in talking about what this means, the digital diaspora is defined as a use of cyberspace by diasporic groups, including immigrants or descendants of an immigrant group, to participate or engage in online interactional activities. In other words, a really fancy term for an online community. There are several large communities online. We're talking about groups and pages like Pro Jamaicans that has almost 700,000 members across Facebook and Instagram. Pure Jamaica with almost 200,000 members across Instagram and Facebook. Now, these online communities are attractive because of the nostalgia factor. You have a lot of persons who are missing home. Most Jamaicans in the diaspora miss home, and so they really look forward to spaces that they can connect with other Jamaicans for camaraderie, comfort, and to reminisce. Now, in addition to our word of the day, we always try to include a trivia question that is related. So we have a famous Jamaican, and we're asking you in this week's trivia question, what is the name of this famous Jamaican and what is he famous for? What's the name of this famous Jamaican and what is he famous for? We're selecting one lucky winner who is going to win a $50 digital gift card from Blink Sky. Now, the gift card can be redeemed at any one of their 1,200 plus international or any of their local partners that include Amazon, Gap, Digicel, Fontana, Ben Bath, and Beyond, and more. Right? So, guys, you really need to chip in. Let us know. You can let us know in the comment section who you think this Jamaican is and what he is famous for.
All right. And now it is time for the tech news segment of the show. We will be right back. Monique, I'm still hearing your fan. All right then. So guys, somebody sent me this story on Twitter. And I'm like, certain things is just, do I even... Okay, so what happened? So almost 6 years ago, you got some money to create a digital record system. Yeah. And it not happened yet. The system was supposed to help the hospital become a paperless institution. We've been talking about this for some time, right?
Yeah.
Now, 4 years after the deadline for this project to come on stream, and it hasn't happened yet. The medical staff is still using paper dockets despite the limitations of doing so. Now, last month, the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, announced the government's plan to oversee a $1.2 billion investment into creating a digitized, integrated health information system for the country. We talked about that last week. We talked.
I think it was week before last.
Right. So he says the University Hospital of West Indies was supposed to be the local model for the web-based hospital information management system. HIMSS. We just love our acronyms, right? Developed by Indian company Sir Suvarna Technosoft.
Yeah.
And implementation was supposed to be done by the local company's Advanced Integrated Systems, which is a
Very big,
very big, very influential,
very well known with a
very
big
well
name
known.
behind it.
Yes.
Okay. Which
So
was named in the article, but we're not going there.
right. So costs include the one-time payment of US $1.25 million or 143. Listen, to wrap your brain around this, 143 million Jamaican dollars. We're not talking about picnic money. We're talking about big people money with deep
Yeah.
ties, right?
Yeah.
For the HIMSS license and an annual maintenance fee of US dollars 600,000.
Yeah.
So about 540 million Jamaican dollars
Has been spent so far.
spent so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was only supposed to take 9 months to implement this project. And it's an important system because it reduced a lot of it. There's some perennial problems that we have in Jamaica
Within our healthcare system.
public institutions, not just our healthcare system, but public institutions in general, because it happens at the courts as well. When they misfile people's documents or misplace people's documents, and it would be so much easier to have digital documents where our system that digitizes these documents, where it removes as much as possible human error, which
Right.
is
As well as wait time, because imagine standing up by a patient and waiting for somebody to find a file or find an extra piece of the file or the lab results, rather than literally pulling up a system. The lab result could be in Westmoreland, but you get the results right there on your tablet in Kingston. Don't have to wait.
Right. So there was a 2018 project status report that was rather interesting.
Yes.
By Dr. Patrick Anglin, and who was the then project manager. And in that report, he revealed that at the outset, the application was not fit for purpose and massive customizations had to be done, meaning that it was just not a good, because of the established system that they have. This new application couldn't just be then taken and dropped into the system. It had to be seriously customized because we have an antiquated system.
Yeah, we have not been progressing over time. Right. So you're going from paper to super digital. Of course, there's going to be a hop, skip, and a jump.
Right. So, and apparently this piece of software was not created for our system. And so it would have taken a lot of customization to get it to a point where it could be easily integrated into the existing system that they have, right?
Yeah.
So, but neither the AIS nor Suvarna have answered the Gleaner's attempt to get information. But then again, there's no such thing as investigative journalism in Jamaica, especially when it comes to anything around tech, because we saw how our news reporters botched the whole reporting around the Jam COVID app. So maybe they're just not asking the right questions. But anyways, what is stranger is that the Ministry of Health?
No,
that's the MIHS system is implemented in over 100 hospitals in India. As we plan to spend so much of taxpayers' dollars once again on a necessary project, these things need to be managed responsibly and persons held accountable. The real problem is we did not do our due diligence. At least that's what it would seem like, that due diligence was not done to ensure that a system or software that we're adapting was adaptable to the local system or could replace the local system in an easy enough way where the turnaround time wouldn't be that long, so it wouldn't affect operations.
But
And it's, hold on, it's the same thing that happened with NCB. When NCB was trying to overhaul and update their systems last year, it's not that it wasn't suitable because I'm sure it was customized, but they were trying to do too many things at one time and crash the entire things, and a whole heap of the ripple effects affected businesses as well as commerce, because it's one of the biggest banking institutions in the Caribbean. Yeah, the English speaking Caribbean. And in this case, it's not that, it's just that the biggest thing to begin with was that it was not a good, the system was just not good for what it is that they wanted to do with it. And regardless that it was in over 100 hospitals in India, do we have a similar structure in our hospitals here that could facilitate a system like this? So a lot of questions need to be asked, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe our journalists are not asking the right question, because how did Sarvana came to be the provider of this software? Something I want to know. Was there a public procurement process that was rolled out for this? What was the vetting process for Sarvana? Was it that Sarvana was supposed to customize the system and didn't customize the system?
Right.
What was Advanced Integrated System supposed to be doing on this project? Are they the customizers of
They're
the software?
supposed to be doing the handling the implementation.
But does that include customization?
It does not say. My question is though, Kadia, is you are paying hundreds of thousands of US dollars every year for something that is for 6 years, for something that's inoperational, that was supposed to be done in less than 1 year. At some point, in terms of looking at us as the manager of the project, as the person's responsible for rollout or something, at some point, you either cauterize the wound or something, because man, it's absolutely ridiculous.
The uproar around this thing too is you have a lot of developers, especially on Twitter, going, that couldn't have been me, because if that was me and I was managing this product, they would have hauled me gone a court already.
Long time.
Because 2 minutes after the project due, may I get called, go, brother, what me think?
Yeah.
Right? So, but that's the least of the worries there. My worry is that when we're talking about digital transformation and when we're moving towards digital implementation or implementation of digital systems, which is supposed to improve way of life, improve business, whatever, we need to be careful that we're getting the right systems, that these systems can work for the local experience or in the local environment, and that the people who are hiring to implement these systems have the requisite knowledge and skill base to do that, and that a proper project management system is set up that is transparent and accountable. That's what needs to happen. And that did on every one of those pillars, this thing seemed allegedly like it fell apart. And that would have. But money, moving quickly into our other stories because our guests are here.
Okay, so Jamaica Association for the Deaf has launched Jamaica's first sign language learning management system. Now, this is huge because this system is a part of a bigger push to help improve literacy development for Jamaican students who are either deaf or who are hard of hearing. It's also going to help to facilitate not just the learning of Jamaican sign language, but to help them to learn English as a second language. And it's actually very timely because of the increased push or the need for increased distance learning. So the system was made possible through a collaboration with the USAID, Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, with the Jamaican Association for the Deaf. And you can access more information and actually start accessing parts of the system at lms.jamdef.org.jn.
Awesome.
Yes, you can take JCDC because I'll do the other one.
Okay, so JCDC goes digital. So and this has been for some time now. First of all, JCDC is still going. JCDC is a very long lived. At this point, it's an institution. I know for the first time in over how many ever years older than
Years.
me, right? They are accepting digital entries. They will also be launching an e-commerce platform to sell products. Brilliant idea. Minister Grange noted that the government has invested heavily in the Commission's live stream capability to the point where it is now beginning to earn revenue from streams of various activities of the JCDC and the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sports. The JCDC Festival Song Competition will also be available for purchase and streaming on over 30 digital platforms across the world. And the JCDC is now earning royalties. And the JCDC and competitors are also going to be earning royalties from it. And you see, guys, again, they will make money again because of what we talked about with the digital diaspora earlier, because people are nostalgic for home. They want to be involved as much as possible with things that are happening at home, and these are things that we have all grown up. JCDC, we all grew up with JCDC.
This is the land of my birth. Festival
One point or other, we were all involved in something with JCDC. If you went to high school in Jamaica,
yes,
you were a part of
oh God,
JCDC in some way. Your school participated in something, whatever. So this is a part of the nostalgia part of it. Now, Monique is going to explain the JCSD because
don't worry about it. Oh, Kadia, you just reminded me that I won a bronze medal and a silver medal with festival. Oh, God. Okay, so the JCSD is set to launch their direct market access this year. Now, this was sourced from page 88 of the Jamaica Stock Exchange 2020 annual report, where they announced that they'll be launching direct market access starting with Canada in 2021. Now, what does this mean? This means that Jamaicans from here will be able to access Canadian markets and Canadian stocks from right here, and vice versa. So Canadians will be able to access the Jamaica Stock Exchange from Canada online. Right? Now, this follows many technological advancements over the last year, including the capacity to do virtual AGMs and other things that they've kind of set up, which would have had to be in place. Because imagine being a shareholder and not being able to access an AGM. So things that COVID forced them to do is actually opening up the space for more earning and more money. Now, this also means for our Jamaican investors that there'll be stronger dollars and more hands going after limited shares. So if you were ever thinking about jumping into the stock market, I'd say now is the time. Before this rollout happens.
Yeah. All right. So, Netflix launched a new series recently called Trece. I think that's how it's pronounced, or Trees, and it's up on the screen now. And I instantly got excited. One, because I'm a fan of anything animated, and I'm a fan of anime. And this is an anime-inspired series that has, it's an adaptation of a Filipino comic, Komik series by, I'm going to butcher these names, Budget Tan and Kaho Baldissimo. And the series, the storyline is based in Philippine folklore. And that got me excited because we have stories too when it comes to folklore and interesting stories around cultural stories around Jamaican folklore. We have it locked, right?
Yeah.
So my brain was buzzing, and I'm like, it seems to me that Netflix well, first of all, Netflix is always looking for content. But it seems to me like they're now more interested in two things: animated series, because there's Castlevania, there is Heaven's official blessing, there is Blood of Zeus. There's so many animated series coming up out of Netflix. And people are just eating up. There was one recently around, I forgot what the name is. It was around Black Samurai. I think it was called the Black Samurai, right? So many different animated. So it seems to me like Netflix, they're exploring other cultures, they're exploring other storylines that are decentering American culture or even Western culture in some ways. But Western culture that was Americanized, let's be real. And they're now looking to other places to bring other culture, to get content from other culture to bring to Netflix to reach a wider, more diverse audience, right? And I'm excited by this because Anansi, anybody? There are no Jamaican content creators out there, animators, film directors, whatever, want to create an animated Anansi series. That would be bomb! Money!
Yeah.
That would just be amazing.
And rolling calf.
Rolling calf, the golden table, we have mermaid story. Listen, there is, and I think there was it that HBO River Muma.
Yeah.
There was an HBO series, and now the name of the series slipped me, where there was one of the characters, it was a supernaturally kind of series, and one of the characters was a trickster. And he had a full Jamaican accent.
It was,
but don't get me started on that. And eventually they kicked him out of the show. His character was taken out of the show. But that just goes to show that it is possible, and that we just need the right set of people to come up with the idea, to put it together and pitch it to Netflix. I think Netflix is looking for these things, and with the continued success of these different kinds of series and the positive response that Netflix is getting is more encouragement. And we see that Netflix now ramp for drop money. Them not ramp for drop money, because I think this series cost them what, $20 million. It was expensive.
It's not cheap.
Okay. So I'm interested. I'm excited. Excited by that.
Katia.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll have some breaking news. It would seem like the Jamaica Observer page on Instagram has been hacked. Their page of 567,000 followers on Instagram now looks like this. Let me pick you up.
Oh wow.
This.
Oh wow.
And if you and all of this has been in the past 2 hours, because their last story was posted 2 hours ago. And since then, all of this has happened. Their bio now reads, from Instagram and Facebook, help Team Elizabeth. If you have received a message from this account, you KIST, not must, you kissed reply.
Oh wow. Well. That's interesting, to say the least. Okay, guys.
Ooh, we have thoughts, yes. But
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It has happened to several pages before, including international news pages. It's one of those things when you're on certain platforms. But guys, coming up, we have our guests Jody Simpson and Camir Ricketts, and they're going to be talking to us about being in the diaspora, being in the tech space in the diaspora, how they got into the space and what they're now doing to give back to Jamaica, some of the programs and initiatives that they have that will be giving back to Jamaica. So guys, coming up next on our Technically Speaking segment, All right. Are we ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, guys. Help us welcome Jody Simpson. Hi, Jody. Good morning.
Good morning.
And
Hi, Kalia and Melissa.
Doctor. Doctor, come here. You have to put the
Hold on, hold on.
before the
Duh.
name, because
What's up?
Yeah.
because when you work so hard, forget your papers.
Indeed,
You know what I
indeed.
mean? You have
Not
to
true.
refer to him by proper title, yes?
Talk to it
Guys,
nice.
welcome. Oh, by the way, Dr. Camir Ricketts is, according to Oliver Samuels, a compilation biologist. I saw that
You saw that, you saw that.
and I almost
You saw
died.
that.
All right,
Oh,
guys. So, Dr. Camir Ricketts is a bioinformatics scientist who works at Nvidia, and Jody Simpson is a solutions engineer at Google. Now, I don't know what any of those two things mean. So, before we get started, Jody, what is a solutions
Solutions.
engineer? What does that even mean?
It means that we solve problems.
Oh,
We think of
well,
a
so it's a
problem.
fancy term for problem
Problem
solver.
solver.
Yes. But more technically speaking, it's kind of like a hybrid between a software engineer and a product manager.
Oh, okay.
So you get to slide on that gradient. You get to scope the solution, find the requirements for it, find the product requirements for it, and then you also get to build it out. That's the role in a nutshell.
Oh, okay. And Dr. Ricketts, what is a bioinformatics scientist? That's a mouthful.
Yeah, I mean, at Nvidia, a bioinformatics scientist, we really focus on bringing kind of Nvidia's computing power and artificial intelligence to the healthcare space. So a lot of the stuff that we are focusing and building and researching is how we can now use what we've learned in computational science, in computational algorithms and so on to solve biological problems. So whether that mean using artificial intelligence and AI for like image analysis to apply that to like MRIs or X-rays, or building tools to, in a clinical setting, be able to look at a patient and identify, really quickly where the mutations are in their genome, say for a particular genetic disease, and then how do we then, treat that. So a lot of what we do is merging that, the computational approaches with, genetics, with statistics to then solve like real healthcare problems.
So that's like three fields, because that's like computer,
Science.
mathematics, and, well, to be quite honest, mathematics and computer is science, but
Yeah.
it's like
The
biology.
science.
Yeah, so it's like biology, math, and tech all rolled into. That's
in different flavors. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's amazing. Where are you guys from in Jamaica? I know Camir is from Montego Bay.
Yeah, man, Mobi.
Where in Mobi are you from, Camir?
I am originally from Catching, but now, we live in Anchovy.
Anchovy. And Jody, where in Jamaica are you originally from?
I am from St. Mary.
St. Mary. All right. So guys, they're not just they're not first or second generation Jamaicans. They grew up here, right? They just studied, so it was your tertiary education that you got overseas, right, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Camir, when did you leave Jamaica to study?
I left Jamaica after sixth form at Herbert Morrison, so that was in 2011.
Oh, okay. So you've only been away for like 10 years or
Yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Jody, when did you leave?
I left right in the middle of sixth form, so I didn't finish it. That was in 2013.
Okay. So you guys have not been away that long, but y'all have been doing things. Y'all have been.
You can't waste the time. Can't waste the time. You have to move quick.
Yeah, you guys have been doing things, because Jody, where did you study overseas, and how did you get into Google?
Yeah.
I started out at a community college. I went to a community college in Manhattan as a part of the City University of New York system. And after then, I completed a 2-year degree in computer science, and I got a full scholarship to finish up the 4-year degree at New York University. And while I was at NYU, I got recruited by Google to work as a solution engineer upon graduation.
Okay, so what was the attraction to tech for you?
So it's funny, right? Like most Jamaicans, when you're going to school, your parents say you're going to become a lawyer or you're going to become a doctor. So when I went to sixth form, I was doing law. I was doing Cape Law.
Yeah.
And then this legalese, it wasn't for me, and I didn't really want to be stuck doing it. And so when I moved to the States, I just did an inventory of the things I was good at in high school. And IT was one of those subjects. And I just took it. I did some research and I saw that, yes, there is a gap to be filled, and I could be one of the persons to fill that gap. And I started it, and then I stayed because of all the issues that came up that I became aware of in the tech industry and that I became passionate about. And so that's really how I got in tech. I just did an inventory of what I was doing while at in school.
So it was more a practical approach for you, like a process of elimination kind
Yes.
of thing, right?
Yeah.
And where the money resides, right?
Yes,
Because,
yes.
you know,
Yeah, and I really like that as an honest answer, because so many of us don't know what it is that we really want to do, and you're fed with this story or this narrative that you have a purpose and this one thing that you're supposed to do, and you're gonna find it. Find it where? Find it how?
Yeah.
Pluck it from the sky. So I can relate.
Camir, first of all, what did you study? When you left Jamaica to go overseas, where did you go to study? And what was the attraction to tech for you?
So I studied microbiology when I got to University of Georgia. So I left Jamaica, went to University of Georgia for my bachelor's, studied microbiology there, and minor in computer science, because I was still very much, on the fence. Because in my mind, you either go and if you're interested in science, you go be a scientist, like a biologist or something like a microbiologist. Or if you're interested in, tech and computer science, then you can go be a software engineer. And I didn't know which one of those to pick. So I just figured I'll just try to pursue both of them until I figure out which one I want to pick. And then while in college, I discovered that there was a field that combined both of them, which I thought was great. Like I don't have to pick anymore, right? I can combine my interests. So while in college, really discovered computational biology and bioinformatics. So after college, decided I'm going to do a PhD in that, because my approach was just, if I'm going to do something, I'm just going to go all the way in one shot, get the highest degree I can, so that afterwards nobody can tell me anything or say I can't get a particular opportunity or role because of politics or because of this piece of paper or so on. So I said I was just going to, get the PhD out of the way in one go. So after I finished the bachelor's, I skipped my master's, went straight to PhD. And then in terms of my attraction to tech, I always, once I get into this field and once I got into cancer genomics and that kind of stuff, I was really angling, or my focus was always going to be in biotech. So I honestly never really saw myself at a classical tech company. I was always intending to go into bioinformatics. And up until, pretty much maybe a month before I made my final decision on where I want to work, I was heading to a biotech company until Nvidia kind of reached out to me and was like, hey, would love to talk to you about stuff. And I really didn't have a true appreciation for what they were doing within kind of healthcare at the time. So because I really wanted to tackle problems in healthcare. So that's why my mind was on biotech companies. And, I didn't really, my perspective of tech companies was that it was more of a fascination with them in healthcare, like, oh, we can do a certain thing, but they didn't really want to really drive that field forward or do new stuff, right? So when I kind of got interested or introduced to them and their team, I really realized kind of how seriously they're taking it, and that's kind of how I ended up at one of the classic tech companies rather than a biotech company.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Cool. So, it is interesting because still don't understand anything that Camir does. I mean, I have a basic idea. I have a basic idea, but you guys are young. How old are you, Camir?
27.
How are you, Jody?
I'm 25.
So you guys are first of all, let me
Young,
ask.
gifted, and black. Woo, woo, woo.
is it that you was going overseas to college a part of the plan to maybe get into one of these international organizations, or was just not on your mind? It was just a happenstance kind of thing, because it is great how it worked out, that being over there in that space, studying at a university over there, provided you with these kinds of opportunities and more access.
Jody can go first. Ladies first.
I'd say for me, when I was in sixth form, I was not sure of what after sixth form looked like. So I wasn't sure if I was going to go to the university in Jamaica. And at the time, I believe there were some scholarships to go and study in China, which I had applied for. And so to me, it was either two of those outcomes. Either I was going to study at the university in Jamaica, or I was actually going to go away to China to study. And so it just so happened that my family migrated, like all of my family migrated. And so I had the opportunity to start over. And that's how everything else is kind of history. But it was not on my plate that, yes, I'm going to migrate and go to college. It was just either I go to and work at Google. So no, it just happened. It just happened that way.
Okay.
Yeah. And for me, it was I was intending to study in Jamaica, truly, and my family, our family, we don't really have a lot of family, who live abroad or so on. So the prospect of going abroad to study was not really a big thing on our priority list. It was just late, in sixth form, when that time came around, there was a professor at a university in Jamaica that told my mom, hey, they met me and kind of, knew of the stuff I've done thus far. And he encouraged my mom to try to push me to study abroad. Right. And I was iffy on that, because the whole idea of all my friends were going to UU Tech and all that. So I was I'm gonna try to go with the vibes where all my friends going. And so and I really had no context. I didn't have a lot of people to lean on in terms of figuring out that process. Yeah. And things. So it was a stressful time trying to figure out how to get to the US. Right. We didn't have a lot of SAT classes in Mobile at the time, or I had to travel to go take the SAT exams or so on. But that he kind of put on board, so I ended up applying to one US school. So the plan was if I get into the one school I'm gonna apply to the US, then I gotta tell myself I should have done that.
That's
if not, then
Camir, you applied to one school?
Yeah, one school. And if you get in, then that's how it will work. If not, then I stay home.
And you got in.
And I got in. And I didn't get any scholarships or anything like that. I think a lot of people assume that I got some full ride scholarship out of the board or something. My parents kind of paid my first year out of the way, but I told them if them do what them can to support me. Once me land, me go make sure so them not have to pay for the rest of my schooling. So that was my singular goal. As soon as me get on campus, me discover them have an honors program, which I didn't even know, because the information divide or the gap is so when I'm applying from Jamaica, especially back then when we have to buy international credit for college, it wasn't easy to email and say, let me jump on a Zoom with one of these academic councils. I never buy international credit, borrow my mother phone, calling for try to figure out stuff. So there's a lot of stuff I realized I didn't even know about, before I applied. So once I got on campus, did everything I could to eventually get a full ride, and that paid for the rest of the way. But that was kind of my journey.
Oh wow. All right. So that's amazing. But what's even more amazing about you guys, Monique, about Jody and Dr. Ricketts. I love it.
That both of them actually have projects that they give back to the community in different ways. So Jody, could you tell us a little bit more about the Bloom project? What is it? What do you guys do there?
Yes. So the Bloom Project is a 13-week initiative where participants will get the opportunity to create a tech-enabled solution. They'll receive mentorship from both technical and non-technical mentors. And they'll also get the opportunity to network with industry professionals and experts. And at the end of this, they get to demo whatever it is that they created during the program to investors. They'll get real-time feedback, and they'll also have the opportunities to win cash and non-cash awards during this process.
Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Is this the program? Is it open to Jamaicans as well?
Of course, it's open to Jamaicans. It's open to Jamaicans. It's only open to folks in the Caribbean, and Jamaicans are a big part of that.
Love it, love it. And when does this launch, or do you do it on a recurring basis?
Mm-hmm. So applications are currently open until June 30th, and it's going to start in August, and it's going to run until November 19th. And as you can see here, I work on this initiative with two other amazing folks who are based out of Jamaica. That's Randy, who is a software engineering test, and above is Garrett Thomas, who is a software developer. They're both really amazing people.
Absolutely love it. Thank you, Jody. Camir, Minds of Jamaica. Tell us a little bit more of the Minds of Initiative and
Yeah.
what that's about.
Yeah, so Minds of Initiative really came out of my observation that a lot of students and a lot of young professionals are kind of lacking or don't have easy access to people that they can rely on to get guidance in terms of how do I get to where they're, how do I get some career mentorship? What are opportunities that might be available to me that, I wouldn't have known if somebody didn't put on my radar. Because career mentorship has been big in kind of my
Journey.
my journey and my progression throughout my career. And I really realized that, especially depending on where you are in Jamaica, the kind of people you have access to, the kind of people you get to talk to and have these kind of conversations with, it differs greatly, right? If you grow up and go to a Kingston school versus Mobile versus Clarendon versus St. Thomas and so on. So we really want to create a platform that made it easy for people, students, high school, university students, young professionals, to tap into kind of the knowledge equity of the country, right? The professionals that we have out there that who have walked out that path before, and create it open, because I'm a big fan of lowering barriers to entry, right? So I didn't want to create the next thing where we because of how strict we are, how picky we are, and how strict we are in terms of like what it takes to enter into Minds of Initiative. We can then tout and we have the the brightest mentees or whatever. Like I'm not interested in any of those things. I didn't want to restrict cohort sizes, so we only accept 20 per year to seem like we're more selective. So we really wanted to focus on creating an open platform where if at 11 o'clock tonight you have a question in your mind and you want to ask a physician, and you're a medical student and you're just curious about what it's like being a woman in medicine in Jamaica or in the Caribbean or wherever, you can jump on the platform, create an account, and start asking those questions, right? You don't have to submit some application and wait a week and so on. So that's really the core of what we wanted to do, was create a platform for career mentorship, and then around that now build out opportunities. So not only get the mentorship, but then you get opportunities to really explore different fields. So here on the screen you have one of our flagship programs, the bioinformatics virtual programs, because that's basically the stuff that I do, and I know that's not something you can get exposed to in any tangible way in Jamaica right now as a high school, definitely as a high school student, and not even as an undergraduate student in Jamaica. So we work with a company here, organized here in the US, to build out these 1 week projects where students in Jamaica can work with scientists like me or scientists from Cornell Med or Harvard Med and all over on real kind of projects. I have a few of them there: metagenomics, transcriptomics, a lot of these things they've never heard of. And we take students who've never done any of this before in their life, and by the end of the week they've done a complete project, real analysis. We give every student access to a HPC, high performance compute instance in the cloud, where they're doing this analysis, doing the same kind of things that I do, and they get real tangible experience to it. And the cool thing about this, we've had students who've gone through it, Jamaican students, and then they email me after and they're like, yo, didn't know that this was a thing. No, this is what I think I want to do. Can I meet with you to get some advice? I'm a first year at UA. What kind of courses should I be doing? What kind of things? And that's one. Not every student going to do something like this and say, oh, this is what I want to do. But you're exposing people. You're letting them know that this is something that is available to them.
That is possible.
Exactly. Just like that professor did for me years ago. And he just mentioned it in a conversation. And now we're giving them. So we do a lot of stuff. With the career mentorship is important, but then all the other things around it as well. That is super useful. And we have a great team there that we're working with to expand and grow, especially in the coming months.
So Camir, how can because you're mostly in high schools? Are you also in universities?
Yeah, we're not in when I say in, so we're not based in
Meaning,
any
who
high
are
school. Yeah,
you catering
yeah,
to?
gotcha. Yeah, so high school and university students and even people who are recent graduates from university. So our age range, we have one program that's directed to say the 13 to 17-year-olds, and then the 18 and up
Okay.
is a separate mentorship program.
And how do we register? How would somebody register to
You
be a
just
part of?
if you go on theminds.com, you there should be if you scroll down on the page there's a section there that kind of outlines the two programs, and you can just click sign up on either one. If you go to the homepage, click the Minds Up Initiative logo, or yeah, and just scroll down, and you're at the top too. But yeah, so you can just click sign up on either one of those. So that's our Rising Stars program, and if you go back and click on the sign up on the other one, then that now takes you to our platform, because we've kind of built our own platform from the ground up to facilitate connections between minds and mentees as well.
By we, he means he,
Nah.
Dr. Ricketts, who is also a computer scientist, built the platform.
No, and not just me, man. I had help. I had help.
All right, but so you can join as a mind, which is like the student, or you can join as a mentee, and I'm proud to say I'm a mentee.
You
And
get that
can join as a
backwards
mentee.
here. You are a mind of the
Sorry, I'm a
mentors.
mind.
Yes,
Not
mentees are the
this morning,
students.
I'm not. Not this morning, I am not. The mind is not there. So yes, I'm a mind. So you can join as a mind, or which is a mentor, or you
Yeah.
can join as a mentee. Is there a cost involved?
No.
Okay.
No, so we really wanted to really push, and we're actively looking for new partnerships and sponsorships to help us continue to provide this as a free platform.
Okay.
So if anybody out there listening and interested in working with us, feel free to reach out.
Sure,
Come here at
sure.
theminds.com.
All right. And Jody, how can persons in Jamaica who are interested in the Bloom project
Sign up or register to be
sign
a part
up,
of
or
it.
They will sign up directly on the site that you just showed, and there is an apply button or register or sign up button, and they'll click on it and it will take them to a form, and they will just have to fill out all of the details accurately.
Okay, let's bring that back up so you can show us. Okay, so we apply, so it's something that we have to apply for.
Yes.
Okay, so you apply,
Mm-hmm.
and then it takes you to, are you seeing the screen?
No,
Yeah.
we're still on
Okay.
the point.
Yeah, hold on, let me switch. So you apply, and then it takes you to another screen where you
Input your
this one.
information.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are these two things a requisite? Like the GitHub, do you have to already have a GitHub profile, or suppose you're not already creating in tech, or are you only looking for persons who are creating these kinds of pieces of software, etc.?
That's a good question. We're looking for people who already know how to code. And so
Okay.
if they already know how to code, usually they have a GitHub. If they know how to code and they don't have a GitHub, then it's not a hard requirement. But usually for people who do, they'll have one.
Okay. And is there a deadline to when they can apply for this project? Is it an ongoing thing? Does it have an
Yeah,
end
man.
date?
She answered and said June 30 is the application deadline, and it's gonna
Okay.
start in August.
Okay. So Jamaicans can apply, you say, and if we apply from here, how does it work? Is that it's an online thing? You meet weekly? How does the program work?
Very good question. So yes, it's going to be virtual. It's going to be an intensive program. A lot of the work is going to be done outside of the program. So there are 4 hours a week that's mandatory. So they'll have to be meeting with their mentors, both the technical one and the non-technical mentor. And then they'll be attending a workshop. Usually it's going to be on the business side of things, like thinking through how they're going to solve the solution, thinking through user research, thinking through managing their productivity. So they'll be attending these workshops every week. And at the same time, each week they'll be adding a new feature to whatever it is that they decide to create. And so they'll meet with the wider group where they share updates on their progress. And so that's going to be mandatory each week. And outside of that, then they will have to be working on the solution itself.
And what's the end goal for the project?
The end goal is, one, you're taking an idea that you want to work on, and at the end of it, you want to have an MVP. What we're looking at is having something for afterwards. Say you do create something and you have an MVP and you want to take it to the next level. We're exploring ways of how we could help folks who go through the program to do that currently. But the end goal is to have the MVP, to have something that you can either, one, choose to work on in the future or add to your tech portfolio.
Okay. So it's a way of helping them build their portfolio as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
that's amazing. That's awesome. That's awesome. I remember in a conversation we had with Joel Dean. He said that, you know, in his free time when nothing was happening, he built these different kind of projects and put them out there, and it was through
Put them
that
on
he
GitHub.
yeah, he attracted opportunities for himself, and we hear that story over and over again. That if you build it and you put it out there, you're increasing the chances of attracting, you know,
Attention
attention from these entities. Guys, we are so proud of you. I mean, you guys are doing amazing things. As I said, you're young, you still have a lot in you, but the fact that you guys have decided to give back to Jamaica and to the Caribbean,
that's it for me.
Yes, that's it for us, right?
Yeah.
We think that's amazing. So guys, if any of you are interested in the Bloom project, please visit techports.com and just click on projects and Bloom project and sign up for that. It's free, right, Jody?
Yes, it's free to participate.
It's a free program. It helps you build your portfolio. You meet people, you meet mentors,
and get mentorship. Like that part is actually invaluable, as well as getting the feedback you need to build the project. You have an infrastructure, a system helping you to build something that was only an idea in your mind, as well as to see, you know, who knows what might happen if you can get some money. If somebody can say, hey, I know a company who is building a system like this, I'm gonna call, because that's how opportunities are made. So absolutely great initiatives, and now we're connected, and so, you know, we'll be having the other conversations about how we can either collaborate or support from our end.
Awesome. And of course, Camir, Dr. Ricketts, the Minds of Initiative has gotten a lot of media attention locally and in the diaspora space. You've been everywhere talking and doing things and recruiting. So right now, what Dr. Ricketts needs is partners, people to come on and give him money. He doesn't need your face unless your face brings money. He needs money. Because the problem I have with some of you people think about because you have name and face. No, bring the money with the name and the face. Thank you. He needs money to continue this program so he can do what he's doing, because children are benefiting. If I had a program like this in high school, because when we in high school, we didn't want to be liar, but they want to be doctor, but they want to be flight attendant, but they want to be so much things, because it was so confusing, and these career fairs also did not help. All that happened was that foreign peoples at the first these career fairs were the first time I actually saw white people when I went to these career fairs, because they come from the universities overseas confident and go, hey, do you want to come to a university? You can sign up right here. It was the first time I was see white people. They might be calling in school. So we need more programs like this, especially in high schools, to help guide our young people as to what it, not just careers, but
showing them what's possible. Showing them what's possible.
Because everybody academically inclined. Some of us are more leaning towards the creative space. And when I say creative does include tech, because coders are creatives. They're considered creatives, right? So, and the tech space is so diverse. There's so many things that they could be doing. We don't have to force them into molds. And Minds Off is really helping for them to expand their horizons, open access to information more than anything else. So we appreciate that, and we want your money. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to make one point, because a lot of people just assume, I guess because I'm in tech or in science and so on, they assume Minds of Initiative is for and one of our flagship programs is in bioinformatics, so they assume like the only students are the only mentees we have is in that. But we have minds, in a variety in a variety of areas, right? So we have Sasheen Leng, she's one of our minds. She's a poet, she's a digital marketer, and so on. We have Jamila, who's a musician, and so on. So we've had mentees kind of across the spectrum, not just in science and tech, but in a variety of areas as well.
Variety of areas,
and
then they have me, which I'm
exactly.
not sure why, but hey, come, let's talk about whatever. Okay. I'm just joking. But yeah, man, guys, it's not limited to just tech spaces. It's a general career mentorship program to help young people figure out what is that they want to do, what's available for them, what's possible, how to get about doing it. And talking to somebody who has gone through it before is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're someone who's interested in being a mind, you want to give back in this way, definitely reach out, because we look in, there are a lot of areas that we don't have represented. We don't have any psychologists, we don't have a chef. There's a lot of places. So I think there are a lot of avenues for us to grow and impact more students.
So we want your mind and we want your money. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Ricketts. Thank you, Jody, for being on the show. As I said, we are super proud of you guys, and continue being awesome and representing for the culture.
And keep doing what you guys doing for the creative space and digital space in Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely, +1.
All right, guys, thank you so much. And without any further ado, we are going to jump right into our conversation. And Katie, I'm excited. You excited?
I'm excited. I'm really excited, guys. We have is it Mrs.? It's Mrs. Sherry.
Yes.
Because Sis is married. Proper. Yes. She is the general manager for, okay, let me tell you, between me and Sharika, for all this time I was calling it Blinksky. Yesterday somebody was like, it's actually Blink.
It's Blink Sky.
Blink Sky, the world's first digital gift card.
Gifting software.
Guys. And before we get into the conversation with Sharika, we're just gonna play a quick video explaining exactly what Blink Sky, not Blinksky, Blink Sky is. Yes. And we'll come back. Sharika is gonna tell us the Jamaican roots to Blink Sky, guys.
Absolutely.
Digital gifting has arrived. Gift happiness in the blink of an eye. Blink Sky Jamaica allows you to send and receive instant digital gift cards from your phone to anyone, anywhere for free. No app required. Get your favorite Jamaican and international brands right at your fingertips when you redeem in-store or online. Gifting has never been this easy. Blink some happiness to your loved ones. Visit blinkskyjamaica.com for more information.
All right, so there you have it.
Yes,
Sharika, I'm going to jump off so you can have a conversation with Monique. Before I go, I would be interested in knowing what the Jamaican connection is, because there is a Jamaican connection.
Yes, there's a strong Jamaican connection actually. So Blink Sky, it's and the name is unique in the sense that because we are our rewards are delivered within less than 6 seconds. It's really delivered in a blink, and it's cloud based. So that's a combination of Blink Sky as a brand. But the company itself was founded. So the company itself was founded by 2 Jamaicans, Mark Chambers and Yasmin Williams, in 2016. So both Mark and Yasmin, they currently reside in the US, but they're from Jamaica. Both are from Clarendon. They would have attended Glenmuir High School, and then they went to the US. So these 2 Jamaicans, they've been doing great things. Mark and Yasmin founded a platform that has grown globally to now being operational in over 10 countries. So
Wow.
it's an amazing story of Jamaicans just making an impact in the tech space.
Absolutely. And I love it. So we watched the video and we got a little rundown in terms of how to use Blink Sky. But when I was looking at the website, I realized you guys really do a lot. So
Yes, we do.
could you and it's a little more than just gifting. There are other elements to the system. So could you please go into that a little more? What
Sure.
does Blink Sky do, and what
All right.
what services can persons access?
Absolutely. So Blink Sky as a company operates in the fintech space. And so we do a lot of things globally. We do payments. So we have like QR code payments. We have smart menus, smart ordering systems. And then we do open loop payments. So that's Blink Sky as an organization. Now in Jamaica, we have actually been in the space since 2020. But we were doing our due diligence to ensure that we would have received the appropriate nod from central bank to operate a closed loop digital gift card solution. So what we offer now to Jamaican merchants is the opportunity to use the Blink Sky platform to create, issue, and redeem their own digital gift cards.
Yes.
So we can do that. Additionally, Blink Sky is connected to over 1,200 international merchants. So we have
say that again, Sharika.
we are connected to over 1,200 international merchants. So we have all the brands that you would want for rewards. They're available on Blink Sky's website. And so the second line of our business is that we provide companies and organizations with the opportunity to use our digital gift cards for employee rewards program or for loyalty programs. So we've recently signed an agreement with Grace Kennedy Loyalty Program, which is one of the most robust programs in the Caribbean.
Yes, so I have my card.
Right. So the next time you shop at a Grace Kennedy subsidiary and you're earning your points, you can also use those points to get the rewards that Blink Sky offers, which is from any international merchant. So that's a big deal.
Excuse me.
That's an absolute big deal. And we're doing that for companies as well. So what's unique about the platform, Monique, is that organizations, say for example, Digital Jamaica, you could create a branded Digital Jamaica gift card that you can issue to your staff members, for example, and you can load that card with a value, and then the staff or the employee would be able to now go on and select any of our gift card as their reward. So you could load any value and they can use that value to purchase any of the reward from the catalog. Right?
Okay, all right. So talking about it, I'm really excited to see it in action and to see it actually working. So you have a bit of a demo that you're supposed to do for us?
Right. All right. So I am actually going to send you a card before I start sharing my screen because, in the interest of not sharing your number, I had sent Monique a card. So let me just go back to Monique's. I'm not sure if Monique is able to join us. I had sent Monique a card. Sorry, Kadia. I'm not sure if she's able to come back on.
Everybody loves me.
Yes, I am here.
Right. So
I got my card.
Right. So I would have sent Kadia a card, and this is the process and the experience for the end user. So she received this card within 6 seconds of me sending it from the back end. And so this is the experience that a customer would get from a company in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Kadia would have received a text message that says you would have gotten an right. So I have given her what we call blinkable cards. So it's a thank you card. And the value is there. Now, Kadia can go and hit select card, and then she will be able to choose for the same value any of the Blink Sky cards that we have in our catalog. So if you go ahead, Kadia, and hit select, you can now, right? So you can choose any card immediately because it's a live card.
Adidas, Nike, Breche.
Ooh.
Yes.
A Creative Barrel, Bougie. There's a lot on here. JC Penney, Hulu.
So we have a lot of cards that are available that you can choose from. But for the purpose of the demonstration, you could maybe choose a Jamaican brand like Brochet or Fajana or Adam and Eve.
Let me Brochet. I selected Brochet. Yeah.
Right. So the card will come up on your screen and you'll get the option to activate the card. Right.
Okay.
So now you have that value that you can use to go on Brusher's website and input that card to redeem, to take that $25 off your next order.
Do I click swap card or activate?
Well, you now have the option to, so if you chose Brusher, right? But if you didn't want that one and you wanted an Amazon, you
I can click swap
and,
card. Okay.
Yes, and
so
choose
if I
another
choose
option.
Brusher, I click activate.
Correct.
And now I have a code.
Correct. So the card is activated within 5 seconds. You know it's activated because the barcode appears and the voucher code appears on the card. Now that card is actually an interactive card. So if you tap the card, it will flip and tap the card itself and it shows you your live balance on the card. So it shows you the terms of how you should redeem that card. And if you should use part of the value at one store, you can use $10 today from Brusher's website and go back to use the rest of it at another time. And as you can see, and as you can see, the barcode is there for in-store redemption. The voucher code is there for online redemption.
Right. And there's a pin.
So that's an anti-fraud measure that we have built into the platform. Each time a redemption is done, you have your PIN is updated, your barcode is updated, and the voucher code is updated. So the chances of theft is almost non-existent.
Absolutely. And I see where there's an app, because at the bottom it says.
Correct. But you don't need to use that app. So if you realize you didn't need to download an app to access your card, you actually didn't need data to get your digital card. So you can now walk into a store and redeem the card. So I'm going to now show you.
Yes, because it came to my SMS messages.
Exactly. And actually I sent a note with that card that just said, thank you for having me on today.
Yes, I saw. So you can personalize the message.
You can personalize. As a matter of fact, if I was using my phone, Kadia, I could have sent you a video and it would have all been delivered via text message.
Oh, fancy.
Yes. And so it's an amazing platform. And that's what we're offering to Jamaican merchants to come into the digital space. You actually don't need a website to access this service. We will create the gift card for you. We will post it for you, and customers can hop onto the Blink Sky website to buy your gift card, to send to themselves
and
or
they
to
redeem in store.
And they redeem. So what I want to show you now is how a merchant actually redeems. So we have what we call our digital POS solution. Are you seeing my screen now?
Not yet.
Okay. So let me know when you are seeing what resembles a point of sale solution. Yes?
Okay, yes.
All right. So this is what we provide to our merchants, and this is all mobile. So you do not need to go and purchase any hardware to integrate in your POS. You don't need to get an additional device. You can access it on any smartphone, whether it's a computer or your mobile phone or a tablet. Now, let's say that you would have walked into a Brusher location, Kadia, to do your redemption. So you go to the cashier and you pick up a bag, for example, and you want to purchase this bag, but you want to use this gift card towards your purchase. You would advise the merchant that you have a gift card to be used, and the merchant simply access the Blink Sky POS and they hit the barcode, and immediately the camera on your phone opens up and you're now just passing your phone over the merchant's phone to take the value from the card.
Wow.
Absolutely. And secondly, the merchant can also use this same POS to sell a digital gift card. So they could go in, somebody could walk in and say, I would like to buy an Adam and Eve Day Spa gift card to be sent via text to my sister in Linstead. The merchant can go on, select the gift card, select the value, this would be Jamaican, and then they enter the phone number and hit send, and the card is delivered to the recipient within 6 seconds. So it's an amazing, amazing platform that we're bringing to the market. We want merchants to just sign up to create their own gift card, and so that they get a play into the e-commerce space.
All right. So we talked about what Blink Sky is, and we've kind of touched on who it's for. But if we could specifically, because I've heard spas, I've heard all different types of persons. So who is Blink Sky really designed for?
Well, it's designed for all businesses. The platform is so scalable that it can be used for a micro business. So a nail tech can decide to create her own gift card. A clothing store can decide to create a gift card as well. We have it is facilitated. Supermarkets can be facilitated. A doctor's office. So it can be from micro, small, medium, just large businesses, because the platform is actually scalable. If you have a large business, for example, and you do bulk orders for vouchers, paper vouchers now, and you want to use our platform to do digital gift card delivery. Our platform allows you to send up to 25,000 gift cards in one click. So let's use a real life example. So
you started with 25, and I was like, okay, 25. Then you continue. I was like, oh, 2,500. Okay.
25,000.
Yes.
So I mean, for a big business, you do order vouchers from time to time. Companies will order for their employees, and someone has to sit and write up these vouchers, and you have to ensure the value is accurate, and you have to recon and all of that. With our platform, you just literally send the purchaser our template. They input the card details of who the card should be sent to, the recipient details, and they just add the value and the card is sent. And all of this can be done in less than 5 minutes. So we're really removing the friction for end users and even for businesses. So that's the true benefit of the platform.
Okay, absolutely love it. So in terms of on a local scale in Jamaica, what are some of the costs that are associated for the end user?
Okay, so we're a very cost-effective platform. The service that we offer, we just charge a sender's fee. And so whenever you're purchasing a card from Blink Sky's website, a sender's fee is built into the total that you're paying. So if you're buying a $1,000 card, you'll pay $1,280 for that card. So that's the only cost associated with sending the card. There's no subscription fee for the merchant to use our platform. There is no sign-up upfront cost for the merchant to use our platform. It's just the fee that we allow that they collect on our behalf, or we collect through our website. So we're pretty much providing merchants with the opportunity to increase revenue just by tapping into the Blink Sky technology.
Absolutely love it. I am so happy to see this progression and these movements by Jamaicans, literally serving the world. You mentioned Blink Sky is operational in 10 countries. Can you give me an idea? I know Jamaica, the USA, but where else is Blink Sky?
So we're in Canada, we're in India, we're in Nigeria, we are in the Belize, I think, in another country, Philippines, in Latin America. And we are also in the Caribbean. We're in Jamaica, Trinidad, and the Bahamas. So the same service that we're providing to merchants in Jamaica, other merchants in these Caribbean territories can access them as well.
Yeah, and this is really important as we transition into being more digital and to rely less on a cash-based system and transition over into digital. Could you share with us, Sharika, how persons can access Blink Sky? So how do they reach you guys?
Okay, so to get in touch with us, we channel all our interest through the website, Blink Sky Jamaica. There is a form on the website that you can complete, and then we will get in contact with you within 24 hours to complete the sign up. Between completing the sign up and creating your digital gift card and posting it, the entire process can take 48 hours to be completed. So you can be set up as a merchant, where you can sell your gift cards in store. You can add your gift cards to your website, and we will add it to our website as well. And then customers can buy a gift card for your services.
Love to see it. Absolutely, absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Any final words or any last thoughts to share, Sheriko?
Sure. I mean, in the tech space, we believe it's more about collaboration than competition. And so right now, while we're offering only digital gift cards and employee rewards and rewards for loyalty, long term, we're definitely looking for partnerships where we could bring our other solutions to the market, within the regulatory framework. So our QR code payment solution, for example, would be something that we're looking for partnerships to bring to the Jamaican market. Our founder actually has a philosophy which I think has spilled over into the company, which is that we make meaning. So our solutions, we create tangible solutions that removes friction for the end user. And the platform has a lot of features and functionalities that can be tapped into by different partners. And so we're open to that dialogue as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Sherika. And I, as you can tell, both Katie and I are really, really happy about the fact that Jamaicans are creating these amazing solutions to be used at home and abroad. And really pushing the needle forward. We talk about digital and digital transformation, but these are important elements to help to make that happen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It was my pleasure talking to you today.
Awesome. Take care.
Bye-bye.
You're muted, Katie.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
I know. Katie, this entire episode has filled my heart so much because yeah, I know, right? Because it goes to show how Jamaicans, a lot of the time we hear about our selfishness and how we look for ourselves, or you get caught up in your day-to-day existence.
Yeah.
Every last one of these persons have taken a step or a look back to where they've come from to say, hey, we need to involve you into in this conversation.
Yeah.
Blink Sky having been created, they didn't have to say Blink Sky Jamaica. They didn't have to come back here having moved, and I'm in the States and I have Macy's and I have this and that, but they're intentionally taking a look and saying, hey, COVID has happened. Things have transformed. We need to get your business in a space where people don't physically have to come to store. Somebody in the States can upload and preload a card and send to you or send to me. We'll accept it. As a way of sharing or giving back or sharing a gift without facing multiple onerous fees and stuff like that, and still giving the end user a choice. So as Kadisha would have mentioned, it's really cool, and we're excited to see how other things can be updated and when they'll be brought to our market.
Definitely. But Monique, it's that time.
It's about time.
Announce the winner of our hashtag Tech Trivia Tuesday question.
All right.
Right. And before we do, Monique, just one more time,
Yes.
can you tell us, what the question was, and then we go into the answer?
Absolutely. So the trivia question this week was around a person. What is the name of this Jamaican and what is he famous for? Now, you guys will have seen Blink Sky, and the winner we're selecting is going to get a $50 digital gift card
US
from
dollar.
Blink Sky in USD, right? And you can redeem it from any one of their 1,200 plus international and 40 plus local partners. And you saw the people. We're talking Amazon, we're talking Gap, we're talking Digital, we're talking Fantana, we're talking, if you want it, they're there, right? So I have my list of persons who wrote down the names. And so I'm just going to choose one from my
But
bowl.
before you do, what is
Yes?
the answer to the question?
Okay. So, boy, when you're too excited, when you are too excited, always good. So the answer to today's trivia question is, this gentleman's name is Joel Sadler, and he is widely known for his prosthetic knee joint design that he created.
Well, he was the co-inventor of the Jaipur knee
Okay.
and the
Yes.
well, first of all, Joel Sadler is a human augmentation engineer, which means that he creates prosthetic parts for missing or amputated amputees, right?
Yeah.
And when he was at Harvard, he and a team co-invented the Jaipur knee, which I think is now being used in places like India, which was a budget-friendly version of prosthetic knees,
Limbs.
knee joints, right? And it's very well known. It was a big deal. It still is a big deal. It was a major deal at the time because of who it could actually benefit because of the low cost to create it. So that's why Joel Sadler is famous.
Woo! All right. So my name from my bowl, and I'm kind of bad minding this person right now. Melione_Noel. She would have put in from Instagram. So
Okay.
Melione_Noel, you are our winner of this week's trivia question.
Yes.
So Melione,
All right.
please.
Send us a DM with your information so we can send you your gift card from courtesy of Blink Sky.
Yes.
All right. And we're at the end of the show.
Yes.
Right.
So thank you, everyone, for joining this week's Digital Jamaica live show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you join us next week, Tuesday, for another interesting discussion. And make sure that you're following us on Digital Jamaica for more updates and on Digital Disruption Agency. And if you guys know someone who would enjoy this conversation, send them to know. Let them know about Digital Jamaica and the work that we do here, and share the information, because we're awful. We talked about collaboration over competition. Look at what 3 people have been able to do from our conversation today. Dr. Camir and what Jody has done just in progressing and moving, and the 2 co-founders for Blink Sky, literally persons changing and transforming multiple lives just by virtue of taking up the mantle. Yeah. So
definitely. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning into another show, and we will see. Apparently, we've touched Monique's heart this week.
Oh, shut up.
Thanks for tuning into the show, and we will see you next time.
Bye guys.